All right. So, the way I would like to run this is try something new. I want to do what is called a skill challenge, and this is something that came out of fourth
Ooh,
edition.
fourth edition,
But
yes.
I really like. I've
It's
heard
an interesting
it's
mechanic.
an interesting mechanic, and I heard a really cool way that this is done. So your objective is to navigate through this undead riddled forest and find the cart. So the way this is going to work is that to succeed on this, you require 10 successful checks. Every time you make a certain number of failures, something's going to happen. Once you have completed 10 successful checks, you will have made it through the forest. Here's the catch. We're going to roll initiative. The three of you will roll initiative.
Okay.
And
We
so
don't have tokens.
I'll give you guys
If
your
you...
tokens, yeah.
All right.
So I'll put them on the map for now. So the three of you...
We're
We've been
gigantic. We
overboard.
lay waste to the
yeah. All right. So each of you roll initiative, please. And the rule is as follows. You have to tell me which skill you're using to help you navigate the forest safely. You will then roll that skill. If successful, the next person will roll and tell me which skill they're using to navigate the forest safely and why it works. If it doesn't make sense to me, I'll tell you no, you can't use that skill. If it does make sense, I'll allow you to do it. You cannot use the same skill twice, and you cannot use the same skill another person has just used.
Okay.
Oh wow, okay, I totally screwed this up. So let's get rid
We
of
were also different.
Arius, that guy. You rolled a 9. Melvin rolled a 15 because he deleted himself so kindly.
Did I?
Okay, Arius.
All right. So how thick is this forest?
It's a fairly big forest and varies from place to place, but right outside of town, it gets thick relatively quickly.
Okay.
So you
Well, uh, we're just heading into this forest, and Arius is after being just demolished. He's going to be a little cautious. He wants to try and use some stealth to try and sneak through to avoid alerting any animals, anything around, to any possible enemies in his presence. He wants to just kind of slowly ease into things here.
great, perfect. Okay. Arius kind of like looks around and is still getting kind of like used to the lay of the forest, and the first step he takes just steps onto this old branch that looks like it should be healthier than it is, but as soon as he steps on it, it just makes this echoing, cracking noise throughout the forest. Melvin.
Arius will just loudly go, "Whoops!"
yeah, exactly. And you guys can like interact with each other's roles and like be creative. And sorry, I made a mistake. You can use the same skill twice, but not consecutively.
I say, Arius, your way is too slow. We are in haste. We will charge through the forest. We will barrel straight ahead, and we will destroy any trees and shrubbery that lay waste in our past.
What are athletics? Okay, yeah, that's a success. Melvin says there's no point in being stealthy anymore, and he just starts charging through the trees, like bulldozing a clear path for you to follow. Kronar.
I use nature
How so?
to read the forest to see if the normal activity of the animals is going on. Like if it's silent as the grave, then probably.
You'll avoid that direction.
Hmm?
You'll avoid directions that are silent as the grave, for example.
Yeah, because
Grave,
that would
undead.
be like where zombies are.
Yeah.
All right,
Because all the animals will flee from what's unnatural.
sounds good. Okay.
Ooh.
Arius is just chattering on, and you are unable to listen to the forest.
So anyway, like that, didn't think that branch was going to make any noise, but then it made all kinds of noise. So then I said, "Whoops!"
All right. Kirby is just going to be following along.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not taking part.
No.
Good. I wouldn't want to have to kill our new party member for screwing this up.
All right, you have 2 failures. Let's get another...
Another failure. So Arius is stealth didn't work, so he's going to try. He like stepping on that branch bothered him, so he's going to try and use acrobatics to dance around any other branches that might be in his way.
Great.
And try and chase after Melvin to keep up.
Yeah, you are about to step on a branch again, but you instead do a cool front flip over it.
And landed a bunch of dried leaves.
Yeah, which set on fire. Yeah.
Did anyone notice that?
I think everybody's really impressed by that.
All right.
Kirby's like, you are skilled at not stepping on branches a second time.
Thanks, friend.
Melvin.
I use the direction provided by my god, Tempest, in order to give us the correct direction. Because I'm sure that he wants us to find the crate and then have a decisive victory in this battle against El Rata.
All right, I'll let you do this once. Yep. You kind of take a moment to introspectively speak to your god, and he's like, "Oh no, make a left here."
And I thank Tempest.
He works in mysterious ways.
Sometimes not so mysterious, just with a giant great axe.
Let's say that as soon as you finish praying to him, a breeze picks up and starts blowing all the leaves towards the left. And so you go that way. Kronar.
I use perception
Mm-hmm.
to watch for signs of fleeing animals and the kind of decay that unnatural beings bring.
Great. Yeah, so you kind of look around as you're moving forward, and you notice that the trees just north of you are all starting to wilt and die, and it seems pretty clear that there's some sort of pestilence in that direction.
We're not moving north though, right?
Not anymore.
That's good.
Arius.
Arius is going to. Does he see any? Does there any kind of like small rodents around, squirrels or chipmunks at all?
There's a few.
Okay, he's going to try and use animal handling
Okay.
to try and convince one of his forest friends to help show him the way, or to see if the animal has suffered any injuries or is running in any direction.
All right, I'll allow the suffering of injuries to work.
Okay.
Okay. A squirrel comes running up to you and pulls on the base of your pant leg and brings you over to its wounded family. And says,
My God.
"Please, mister, some nuts." Oh, by the way, there's zombies in that way. And he points.
Yeah, Arius is going to do whatever he can to help the family
Okay.
without actually using any kind of spell, and he's going to continue on.
All right.
Maybe he'll make a tiny splint if there's any broken limbs or something.
Okay. Adorable.
So
Mel-
which direction did the squirrel point?
That away.
Yeah, okay.
Melvin.
I'm going to reflect on all the information that we've gathered so far about the direction we've gone, about the signs, the patterns in which the zombies have been moving through the forest, their direction, their aim, the way they swarm, and just use that sense of intuition to decide what the next possible best direction might be, while definitely avoiding these zombies.
Okay. Jesus, you guys are rolling well. Yeah, you reflect on the words that that Kit told you, and you remember him mentioning that there's like at one point there's a big like 100-year-old tree that fell over, and that you're supposed to make a certain turn in that area, and then you do.
Well done, kid.
Kronar.
Noticing that my compatriots are moving quickly through the woods, I use athletics to keep up with them.
No, you try and keep up, but you just trip over a rock. And bang up your knee, and you go, ow! And then they start moving ahead. All right, I need.
I use a sheaf of paper on my boo boo.
Okay, I need one of you to roll at 1d6, which is the encounter table.
Oh.
One of
I
us?
think it's only right that Kronar does it.
I think so too. A 5. Okay, that is. Okay. Let me get to that. Okay. So eventually you reach a fork in the road and across a little
We take it.
and come across a little old man sitting on the ground.
Oh no.
He is sharing his carrot with an overburdened pack mule, and he scrambles to his feet as you approach. And he says, "Good day, fellow travelers. I'm Hatfield, the tinker, at your service. What's the news from your parts?"
That's a personal question. I didn't ask about your parts.
"Oh, a funny man. Sharp tongue. Careful you don't cut yourself with that. Ha ha ha." And he finishes his carrot. And he says, "I have wares from all over the world. Surely I have something you need. I have a fine wine from across the sea. Maybe you need a new set of traveling clothes. How about a leather water skin filled with water? Maybe some fresh drum skins, I have this old blanket. And a nice ruby. Look how big this is. I also have this brass locket." And he looks pointedly at Arius and says, "You could use this." And he says, "I have this jar of dragon bomb as well. Maybe you need a compass. Or this little mouse made of small metal parts. Anything you need? I have lots of things. Rations, water, wine."
I'm creeped out by the tiny mechanical mouse and take a step back.
Is there any kind of check we can make to determine if this guy is legitimate peddler, or is he just like an evil man of the woods?
As a bard, you would definitely have heard of tinkers. And they
Yes.
are these little traveling, or they're traveling merchants, essentially, who travel all over the world, selling their goods and helping people out.
And this one looks legitimate to us?
Why don't you roll an insight check with advantage as a bard? Yeah. Perfectly legitimate.
Looks good to me, guys. And Arius is going to walk up and so tell me about this locket you got here.
I think this is exactly the kind of thing someone with secrets needs. And he looks at you. Says,
What
I-
makes you say I have secrets, friend? I'm an open book.
"Fair enough. You probably don't need this then." And he starts putting it away.
But hang on now, hang on. Tell me all about this.
Well, it's a fine locket, don't you think?
It's lovely. Brass is tremendous. But it just opens up and you got stuff in there, huh?
That's what lockets do. Tell you
How
what,
much?
you have an honest face.
Ah, thank you. I often tell people that.
For you? Oh, I couldn't part with this. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. 10 gold.
10 of my gold. Oh. Yeah, you know what? Sure, why not?
All right.
And Arius will take it, and he'll give it like a very cursory glance to see if it's I don't know if he'll necessarily would check for a curse or anything. He's just gonna want to give it the once over, make sure there's no jagged edges on it or anything.
Yeah, okay. It looks like a brass locket.
Yeah, then he immediately puts it on.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
Is that the only action?
So when you put the locket over you, you definitely feel some sort of magic, but you can't quite figure out what it is.
Okay. Can Arius pop the locket open?
Sure. When you look inside the locket, You see a photograph of your true self.
Okay.
Or a painting, I guess, because
Well, yeah.
fantasy.
Okay, well, photograph. Look, I mean, like we're introducing new concepts here, but
Yeah.
Arius is a quick learner.
Yeah.
Okay.
A painting of your true self.
All right. It do I say what that looks like, or is that something for Arius?
That is, if you want to, you can say so.
Well, everyone sees Arius open up the locket, and he kind of goes "Ugh," and snaps it shut, and tucks it underneath his shirt.
Okay.
I'd like to scan the items,
Sure.
and what would you like me to roll in order to see if there's anything befitting of a paladin of Tempest there?
Well, I can tell you that everything you've seen seems on the surface like a normal item, and probably a lot of them are.
Okay. I'll say, does this compass work? We need to navigate this forest quickly.
Wow, that's an interesting question, young man. And he pops the compass open, and he says, "Well, one of these arrows definitely is pointing to the north, but I have no idea what these other 3 arrows are doing." And you see that there's kind of 3 other arrows of various lengths pointing in sort of random directions. But they're
Sure.
pointing steadily in random directions.
I'm sure the one pointing north will be useful to us. How much do you want for it?
Oh, it's quite a fine compass, don't you agree? I would say 16 gold.
16. That's an extraordinary price for a brass item.
You drive a hard bargain. I'll throw in this bottle of wine.
Is it wizard wine?
No, it's just from across the sea.
What's the vintage?
Quite rare in these parts. Oh, the vintage. It's, let's say, 25 years old. Oh, it's mostly vinegar now, probably.
Ah, that's how I like it.
Do we have a deal then?
We do.
All right.
I will exchange the monies.
Okay. And you, giant woman, I've seen your kind around before. I know that a new set of traveling clothes normally spruces up even the most world-weary traveler.
I have traveling clothes.
Oh, maybe I can interest you in this warm blanket. It gets quite cold at night.
I'm impervious to the cold.
Maybe this interesting mouse trinket then.
I give him the stink eye.
Or maybe you're just not in a buying mood today.
I don't see what a peddler can sell me when all I want is strength.
All you want is strength, eh? And you'll kind of go rummaging through his wares and say, well, if all you want is strength, maybe you want a sip of this. And he pulls out a bottle with yellow liquid inside of it. Kind of looks like Gatorade.
That's great for your electrolytes.
What is it?
Why, it's a pick-me-up. Helps strengthen the old muscles.
Is it the oil of snakes, merchant?
Oh, you should know better than to doubt a tinker.
I think I do doubt you.
Well, then I think I must be on my way. And you'll put the potion back into a pouch somewhere on the mule and say, pleasure meeting y'all. Safe travels.
Arius doesn't say anything, but he's just kind of got his hand closed around the locket under his clothing.
I say, old man, be careful, because there's zombies all over this forest. What are you even doing here? By the way, which fork in the road does he take?
He goes back in the direction you came from.
Ah.
Give me a second. I'm going to send something.
It's getting a bit late.
What time is it?
9:30.
Okay. Is this a good place to end it for the night then?
Do you want to try and finish that? Well, keep going either until we finish the
Yeah, why don't you
skill
try and
challenge,
or if you get another encounter.
or fail it miserably. Yeah.
That sound okay?
How much more do we have to do to?
You did one. You've done 6 successful so far.
Okay,
4 more to go.
let's try.
All right, which brings us to Arius.
Okay. He's would like to try and look for. No, that wouldn't work. Let's see. Boy, Arius does not have skills that are geared towards forest survival. Can he use just some investigation to look around and see if he sees just anything like cart tracks or
Absolutely.
anything bent over? All right.
Yep.
He starts walking in the wrong direction.
You lean in close to the ground, and you get some dirt in your eye, and it starts watering up, and you can't really see anything.
All right.
Melvin.
With the new compass in hand and an arrow that points true north, or magnetic north, depending on how your world works, I'd like to...
In my world, magnetic north and true north are the same thing.
That is just pure fantasy.
That true north is that true north also strong and free by any chance?
In this
Rarely.
world, it's
Not in the past decade.
yeah. Political.
So who's everybody voting for?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
I'm
never
voting
good.
for survival role.
Annabelle.
With advantage because you have the compass. So that's a success. Kronar. Akram. Core.
I use. I can't remember what I used already.
You can start reusing things as long as it's not the same one you did last time, which was athletics.
Oh, okay. In that case, I use perception.
Okay.
Well, I noticed that Arius was looking for cartwheel tracks, and
Poorly.
while snickering at his poor watering eyes, I start looking for cart tracks myself.
That would be an investigation check.
Oh, really?
But let's see. Okay, well it's a success anyways. So congratulations. I just used Arius's voice. You see that? Arius.
It was super annoying.
Arius.
Well, he's likes to try and keep things fresh. He's going to try and climb a nearby tree using athletics. Actually, can he use acrobatics to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's going to use acrobatics to try and spring from branch to branch to get a better vantage point to see what's up.
Cool.
Oh.
You make it fairly high up the tree before a branch cracks and you start tumbling down. Why don't you make a dexterity saving throw of acrobatics again? Or actually, no, just a dexterity saving throw.
Sure.
Okay, you don't take any damage. Melvin.
I unleash my inner terrifying orc, and I frighten away any would-be zombies in the forest.
Okay, this is going to be quite the intimidation check. Oh my god, you had disadvantage on that, and you still succeeded. Nicely done. One more success. We'll do it. And one more failure. This is a full... What do you say in baseball, Maddie, in this situation?
Bottom of the ninth, 2 out, bases loaded.
Yep.
Are you talking about
Full
the
count?
payoff pitch?
Full
Count?
full count.
The payoff pitch is what comes with the full count.
There you go, Kronar.
I use survival to.
I use performance to just do some juggling in the woods.
Yeah, nice. I use survival to read the forest.
All right. That is a success.
Yes.
So,
Living in the forest.
I can either read the exposition now or next week.
How long is the exposition?
Yeah, let's do it next week.
You have
Um,
to do it next week again anyway.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So that is it for our session tonight. Thank you, anybody, for watching or who watched or who will watch. If you did enjoy this, please subscribe or like or follow or whatever the appropriate thing is based on the social media tool you're using. And until next time,
Keep on blundering.
it's a thing now.